Thanks for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Kelsey Anderson. Now to your top 11 stories at 11 o'clock. Boise police are asking for your help finding a missing woman. Her name is Ronnie Parrott. She's 42 years old and has distinctive tattoos on her hands. Officers say there is no evidence of foul play in her disappearance, but says information exists that causes her family to be concerned for her safety. If you know where she may be, call the number on your screen, 377-6790. And Canyon County Deputy Christopher Little is now out of the hospital following a rollover crash last night. That's according to a spokesman for St. Alphonsus. Idaho State Police say the deputy and a 16-year-old driver collided at the intersection of Locust Lane and Highway 45, and Little's vehicle rolled. Troopers say both the deputy and teen were wearing their seatbelts. That crash is still under investigation. And we have an update on the case of the missing 2-year-old in eastern Idaho. A private detective on the case says multiple people saw the same man staring at children around the time Dior Kuntz Jr. disappeared. Dior's mother also reported seeing a man with a similar description staring at her son at a store in Ledor the morning of his disappearance. Boise Planning and Zoning Commissioners denied a proposal for a new subdivision in the Boise foothills, but that doesn't mean the project is scrapped. The Highlands Neighborhood Association president says he expects that decision to be appealed to the Boise City Council. The project would include 60 new homes in a subdivision called Highlands Cove. Neighbors in the area packed that meeting last night to voice their concerns mainly about increased traffic.
All those roads were built to very different standards than they would be built now. They don't have sidewalks, they don't have curbs, there's nowhere for people to walk.
Neighbors say they're worried more cars will make the Highlands unsafe for pedestrians and cyclists, but planners say the Ada County Highway District did give their approval of the final design in early August. Well, heads up to those drivers who use the interstate to get to and from work. Your commute is about to get interesting. Starting tomorrow morning, I-84 will be reduced to 2 lanes in each direction from Eagle Road to 10 Mile. Drivers should plan ahead for delays as crews work on the Meridian interchange. The restrictions are expected to be lifted in early November. And tonight, Gowen Road will be closed near Eisenman Road from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. tomorrow. Crews will be installing a guardrail and improving the roadway surface. Traffic will be detoured to Federal Way and Production Street tonight. It will reopen tomorrow morning, but expect some lane restrictions on Wednesday and Thursday nights. Search and rescue crews continue looking for a missing hiker in Blaine County. Deputies say 25-year-old Lucas Richardson of Haley didn't show up for work yesterday. He was last seen about 30 minutes from Sun Valley near the Summit Creek trailhead Saturday morning. And the teachers' strike in Seattle could soon be over. The Seattle Education Association wrote on its Facebook wall this morning they've reached a tentative contract agreement with the school board. But that post says strikes will continue until that agreement is reviewed by the union. Now, under the agreement, schools could be back in session as soon as Thursday. Devastating news out of Houston this morning. 2 high school students are dead and 3 other people are seriously hurt after a school bus rolled off a freeway overpass. This happened earlier this morning. That crash is still under investigation, but a school district spokeswoman says the bus apparently drove off an overpass, rolled, and then landed on its side. Very scary. And 8 people are dead and 6 others missing after a flash flood washed through a town in southern Utah. Streets were turned into rivers and 2 cars carrying women and children were swept away. We'll have a full in-depth report on that flooding coming up in just minutes. And a town is leveled and firefighters are exhausted. A wildfire burning north of San Francisco is now considered one of the most destructive in California's history and is still threatening thousands of buildings. Firefighters working to contain the valley fire are facing strong winds and dry tinder. But for the first time since that fire ignited Saturday, clearer skies allowed air support to drop water from above. But for many returning home, that damage is already done.
I'm a pretty tough individual, but I had some tears.
There is some good news in today's forecast. Cooler temperatures and higher humidity are on the way, which could help firefighters make some progress.